Welcome, and thank you for joining us for our very first DealerOn webinar of the new year, How to Win Friends and Sell More Cars in 2017. Be adorable. My name is Eliana Raggio, and I'll be your moderator today. And today's webinar is being presented by DealerOn. For anyone who isn't familiar with DealerOn, we're an award-winning website development company and digital agency best known for our amazing SEO, the best customer service, and the highest converting website designs in the industry, including the brand new and award-winning Chameleon responsive website platform. We're so committed to customer service and lead conversion and optimization that DealerOn is still the only company in the industry that offers a money-back lead guarantee program. Does your website company guarantee you a 50% lift in leads or your money back? Maybe you should check us out at our gorgeous brand new DealerOn website at DealerOn.com. Hey, I want to let you know DealerOn is going to be exhibiting and presenting at the upcoming NADA convention. We have the best booth around, so stop by booth 1161 and get this. Pre-schedule a demo with us, and we will give you $100 just for doing that. Buy on the floor, and we'll hand over an Apple Watch to you. And your demo also comes with a free audit of your choice, and we'll go over the results in person right there at our booth. To top it all off, we'll toss in a copy of our new book that we wrote on local SEO. So while you're there getting your NADA on, I want you to also check out the speaking sessions with these DealerOn executives. Remember, it's booth 1161. Oh yeah, and we have an open bar too. So we hope to see you there. And we have a great show in store for you today. We're very pleased to have the one and only David Kain as our presenter today. David Kain is the president of CainAutomotive.com, an award-winning training and consulting company that specializes in automotive internet sales, BDCs, digital marketing, and social media with a focus on improving dealership sales and profits. Notably, Kain Automotive was voted Best Internet Sales Training Company for the last 7 years in a row in the Dealer's Choice Awards by Auto Dealer Monthly magazine. David Kain has over 20 years of extensive automotive retail experience, and he also co-founded FordDirect.com, a dealer and factory-owned joint venture that provides the internet leads to Ford and Lincoln dealers. David is an active speaker at many industry events, including NADA conventions, state association workshops, digital dealer conferences, and manufacturer training conferences, as well as numerous 20 groups. And he can be reached at david@cainautomotive.com. Now, during the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the question feature located on the corner of your screen to submit them. At the end of the presentation, we'll answer those questions of general interest. If we're unable to get to your question live, we're going to try to respond by email later today. Don't forget, a link to download a copy of this webinar recording will also be emailed to you later today for your reference, and feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. Oh, and guess what? Our good friends over at Kain Automotive, they're giving away a tremendous prize on today's webinar. 2 of you lucky webinar attendees are going to win a free 3-month subscription to Kain University Online with a nearly endless library of automotive knowledge, strategies, and best practices to propel your dealership to the next level. This prize is valued at $1,200, but let me tell you, it really is an invaluable prize for you and your entire dealership. You don't want to miss it. You have to be on the live broadcast to win it, though, so stay tuned, and who knows, you could be the one walking away with this awesome prize today. Also, at the conclusion of this webinar, you're going to get a short survey, so fill it out. We're always looking for quality feedback from our audience, and we want your opinion to be heard. And hey, do you tweet much? We hope you do. We'd love to see what you have to say about today's presentation, so please tag us in it. You can use #DealerOnWebby. I'm at Eliana Raggio. You can also hit up David Kain at Kain Automotive. We look forward to seeing what you're saying. So let's get started. Let's learn all about how to win friends and sell more cars in 2017. What's this, David Kain? Be adorable. I am already adorable, I think. How do you teach somebody how to be adorable?
Oh, I like that. That's funny. Yes, you are adorable, Eliana, and I think most of the audience would probably agree with you. So thank you very much for letting me join you today.
You are so kind. It's always a good day when I get to talk to David Kain. So I'm really excited about this. I did not know that being adorable could help you sell more cars. So I'm looking forward to this. And audience, I know you are too. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And David, I'm just going to let you run with it. What do we need to know? What are we going to be learning about today?
Well, so to a large degree, what we're finding is most people who work in car dealerships are in a position to where they have to befriend customers. And what we found is the concept of being adorable makes it that much easier to be likable, almost from an instant standpoint. And it's a very fragile relationship right at the get-go. So the more we can prepare your audience and obviously our clients to be more adorable right from the get-go, the more attractive they become to customers. So we're going to kick through some examples of adorability and how customers think and how they can be more successful. So what in the heck does this mean? And when you conceptually get on a webinar like this, you're like, okay, well, I don't know if I should click into that. I've got other things going on. But what I really want to bring to you is something that helps you feel very comfortable as you move forward in your communications with your customers. And when I talk about adorable, the nice thing of it is it's instantly recognizable.
Who is this little angel?
Yeah, in this picture on the screen you see my grandniece, Harper Kain, and she was born in December. Absolutely sweet. I'm sorry, she was born in November. Absolutely sweet young baby and has the right apparel on, obviously being a Kentucky Wildcat fan. So it's just one of those things that humans recognize immediately. My own children, when they were younger, picture on one of our vacations.
They are going to kill you for posting these. You know that, right? Which one's Jessica?
Jessica's the one with the bangs on the left. That looks like one of those father cuts. So, but those of you who know Jessica who works with me, she'll appreciate that. But when kids are in pictures, they're just adorable. But adorable is ageless. And not that this is someone that I know, but whatever age you are, whether you're male or female, young or old, adorable just is part of your makeup. And it doesn't have anything to do with your looks. More than anything, it has to do with your behavior and how helpful you are. And customers recognize that right off the bat. And it's not just with the human race. Our office dog, Emmy, is adorable. And all she has to do is go to sleep. It doesn't take much effort. Humans recognize it. And we need to put ourselves in a position where that works really, really well. Our cat, Grace Kelly, all she had to do was lay on the floor. And we love the name. And she's instantly adorable. But we've got a challenge in the car industry, and most people, when they work with us, don't appreciate us right from the get-go. They don't know what our cure is for helping them out. So what I'd like to do is we'll make sure the speakers are working well. Hang on just a moment. Let me get this turned up real high. And I'm going to just show you how this works in real life. If it works.
No, I don't hear it.
No, I don't either. All right, so I'm going to work on my multimedia, but I'm going to let everybody imagine. Here's the story. I'm going to set the stage.
Well, I just don't understand. Are you telling me that we can learn to be more adorable? I'm sure you're going to get to the point where you're going to tell us why being more adorable is going to help us sell more cars, but just the fact, can you teach somebody to be more adorable?
Yeah, and I think we're gonna cover that in great detail so that they feel really confident that regardless of what you're in, adorable has to do with our behaviors more than it has to do with our looks. And definitely want to share that. So I'm going to finish out the video without the sound so everybody can see the doctor's
I saw this video. This video was hysterical.
Yeah. So we practice that, and that's the physical part of it. But I have a quote from one of my daughters, and she took a job in retail, and this is a direct quote that she gave to me over the holidays, and I think it fits. Dad, they just really like me, and when I smile, they just buy stuff from me. And she works at a retail store in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and she's, in my opinion, adorable. But what she tells me is it's her behavior. And the reason why people buy from her is because she's attentive, she's helpful, and you don't have to work overly hard to focus on this. You just have to be what you're just naturally gifted to be. So there is a science behind being adorable. But there is a little disclaimer down there at the bottom. There's not really a science to adorable, but I'll cover it as best I can.
Okay, so is it being adorable or is it being likable?
Well, likable just doesn't have the resonance to me that adorable has.
Okay.
Adorable is so much more encompassing. And I like the word likable, but there's people that I like, but I just don't adorable. I just don't find them adorable.
Okay.
Right?
All right, I'm listening.
You know, you go to the coffee shop, the person at the counter is likable. They take your order. They give you your drink. You're feeling pretty good about them, and you say, hey, I like that guy. But then you go back another day, and someone's at the counter, and they're like, holy crap, that was a whole different experience. That person is adorable. And you hear it, you say it, I can hear it coming out of your mouth just in my mind right now. So the science behind it is the actions. So the hard actions, what really gets the heart pumping is the type of kindness that we use. So likable and being nice is different than just flat up being kind. And when we're kind, we're actually helpful and we exude empathy. We've got an orientation to consumers and what their needs are. We understand that when they're shopping for a vehicle, they might have gotten a raise at work. They might have a life event. They might have a baby on the way. They could have wrecked their car. They could be recovering. And we need to have a lot of empathy and understanding for what they're going through and join them on that experience. And a lot of times we reduce the transaction to the transaction, the price of the car, the rebates, the trade value, the payments, the finance actions, the credit, and we make it a business relationship. And what we've learned in studying great, capable salespeople in whatever field it is, and particularly in automotive, it boils down to the hard actions. They exude a warmth that you don't get from the typical salespeople. So when I go to train salespeople, my focus is more on the hard actions because those are just natural, and sometimes we just have to uncloak them and let them know that it's okay to put an emoji in an email. It's okay to laugh on the phone. It's okay to pat your customer on the back. It's okay to show understanding. And we sometimes fear being human, and particularly when it comes to working with internet leads, we think, oh, well, that's someone who's shopping online. It's robotic. They're just getting the information, and there's a real emphasis when we're able to work with customers and exude these hard actions that cause things to happen. But it can't work on its own. We've got a customer who's trained to focus on the mind actions. They want to know they're going to work with someone who's knowledgeable, someone who's got an awareness for what they're going through, the kind of product that they're shopping for, be able to answer their questions and provide them the information in a capable way. We've got to be able to explain price in a way that makes the customer feel like we're giving them the kind of deal that they're looking for. So when we're able to work that in harmony, consumers, in our estimation, buy when the heart and the mind actions merge and the customer feels like, hey, I feel good about this. And ultimately, that's what happens when we work with customers properly, both on the internet and on the floor. So I'd like to take a quick poll question if I could. Ileana, if you could ask the audience.
I would love it. Audience, we have 2 poll questions for you today. And the first one is on the screen right now. We want to know what you think, all right? Now, in a December 2016 Gallup poll, so this is just a month ago, it asked participants to rank professions on ethics. Out of 22 professions, what rank do you think car salespeople were? Please select one of the following. Do you believe they ranked 5th, 12th, 17th, 21st out of 22, or, oh geez, this can't be good? So once we get a majority of the votes in, we'll close this poll. And I cannot believe they did this Gallup poll, by the way. But so let's see. Last month, a Gallup poll asked participants to rank professions on ethics. Out of 22 professions, what rank were car salespeople? 5th, 12th, 17th, 21st, or, oh man, this isn't going to be good. Once, oh, the votes are coming in fast. And what? You should see the silly comments I'm getting over here. And okay, so I'm going to have to close this poll because I am laughing too hard at this. So let's close this poll and share the results. All right, David, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, 4%.
Yeah, well, we know.
Yeah, 4% of today's audience believe that car professionals ranked 5th. 11% of today's audience think that they ranked 12th. Another 11% of today's audience believe we dropped down to 17th. The majority, however, 59% of today's audience, well, they think that the Gallup poll showed that car salespeople ranked 21 out of 22 on ethics. Ouch. And then the remaining 15%, they're just shaking their heads, face in hands, saying, oh, geez, this can't be good. So, David, I assume that you have the correct answer to this poll question. Where did we rank?
Yeah, so sad but true, 21st out of 22, down 2 points from last year when they did the same poll. And they've done the poll every year since 1977. And that's one of the key reasons why in an industry that is reputed to be unattractive, we need to put ourselves in a position to where customers feel as though we are able to help them out. So, when you look at, go ahead.
I was going to say somebody wrote in, we ranked right above members of Congress, and there you go, showing members of Congress.
Yeah, but thank goodness they're scoundrels. We'd be at the bottom, but it's sad to see that we don't get the kind of respect that some people deserve. And the fact is, this has been done since 1977. And if you look where we get scored, average or low is always just a constant. And that's an issue that we need to deal with. But since it's just since 1977, one can assume that maybe there was a day we were higher. But in conversations with long-term industry veterans, we've actually risen in some levels of respect with the transparency of the internet. So when we talk about heart and mind ratings, the fact is, just like star ratings on reputation, we want to be 5 hearts and 5 minds. And when we get to those kind of levels, good things tend to take off. So there are areas that Adorable helps us with. And the first one is price. And when we talk about price, Adorable is kind of an accumulated benefit. Adorable comes from the warmth, the empathy, the understanding, being able to say to a customer, I am interested in helping you out. So in your case, you just got a brand new vehicle, Ileana, and you probably did good research. But at some point in the equation, you had to make a decision. Do I like this person? Do I like this dealership? Do I find them attractive enough to want to give them my hard-earned money? So if you don't mind, could you give us a little bit of insight? Did you find your salesperson had capable mind and heart actions, or was it slanted one side or the other?
Well, the person was a a very good friend of my husband's, so I didn't really have a choice. But yes, he treated me very, very well. He knows that if he doesn't make me happy, that it will reflect poorly on my husband. So yeah, there was definitely a friendship there, and he bent over backwards for me. So
that's great. Yeah, and that's the thing, when you can use phrases like he bent over backwards. It was a friendship. There was trust. But if there was any point in the conversation where he started backsliding and gave you any impression that he wasn't trustworthy and he wasn't friendly and he wasn't capable, you probably would have scooted right along and told your husband, I like the guy, but I'm not going to buy a car from him.
That wouldn't be the first time I did that either. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm a tough consumer. I want it all. I want the red carpet. I want yeah. I think most people do when you're spending that much money.
Absolutely. So listening to the audience, or the audience listening to that conversation, they're going through this every day. So what I've found is a common theme among adorable car salespeople is they get quotes like this from their customers. Your price is higher than the other dealer, but I like you better. Fact is, if you have been in car sales long enough, you've heard this phrase over and over and over. And the internet, to some degree, has caused salespeople to almost throw their hands up and say, it doesn't matter anymore. I can know the product, I can be nice to people, but it's always the price. I beg to differ with you. It really is about your adorability and that accumulation of the mind actions and the heart actions. So if you're able to get a quote like that, I'd put you at a level 1 adorability scale. You have attained a certain level of adorability that people trust you and want to do business with you. But if you want to climb up the ladder, and other issues that customers are concerned about is, what's my trade worth? Well, if you've heard a quote like this, you're moving up the ranks. Customer says, I was hoping to get more for my trade-in, but I'm sure you're doing the best you can. All through my career, I heard that over and over and over. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that I had earned the right and built the platform of adorability to where they knew that I understood where they were. I presented the facts in a kind and caring way. I knew the product. I gave them good rationale for what we were able to do on their trade-in. I dismantled some of their trust with some of the other dealers they were considering by doing it the right way without talking about them, but putting them in a position where they felt really good. So if you get a quote like that often, I'd put you at level 2 adorable. So the last level has to do with the most frustrating part of the buying process, which is payments. And if you look at consumers' ratings of dealerships and where dealers get dismantled when it comes to reviews, it always has to do with the financial situation. They spent too much time. They felt like, things weren't transparent, and they didn't feel good about the overall situation. But if you're an adorable salesperson, you're going to get quotes like this. I trust you are doing the best you can for me. And that's where you become a level 3 adorable salesperson. Someone is in a position to where they feel totally comfortable with you and they trust you. So people ask me, how come you don't have a level 1 and level 2? Well, level 2 and level 1, I'm sorry, you don't have up to a level 5. Well, in my opinion, adorability doesn't even kick in until you get to that third heart and third mind level. And at that point, that's where people are starting to pay attention to you. Anything below that, you're likable, you're nice, you're someone that they might have a conversation with, but they're not going to seek you out. If you're running your business, and everybody who's probably listening in is either running a dealership or participating in a dealership to where they're having a business within the business that they're part of. This is all focused on helping you do a business plan that says, how do I improve my heart and my mind actions so that I can actually improve? So let's ask them on this next poll question where they rank.
I think that's a great idea. All right, audience, your last poll question is on the screen now. Now, given what David just talked about, we want you to be honest with yourself and, of course, be honest with us based on the adorable levels described. Would you consider yourself level 1, level 2, or level 3 adorable? Please select one of the following. Do you think you're level 1? And David, what's the quote most level 1 people here?
It all has to do with the price, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'd have to skip back.
Right, it was something about price, but I'm sure you're doing the best you can, right? Level 2 is the other guy's higher, but I like you more. And level 3, I'm sure you're doing the best that you can. Now, it's either 1, 2, or 3, but we also have a couple other answers for you, like, I'm just beginning to be adorable. Give me a sec. And, of course, the last answer, adorable. Yeah, I don't think anyone would ever describe me as adorable. Once we get a majority of the votes in, we're going to close the poll and share the results. And just so you know, David, Brad Pascal says, where is level 10? Oh, Brad, you're funny. Okay, so based on the adorable
level. Nice that Brad... See, it's nice that Brad feels that way. You can be off the charts adorable, so we're just going to create a new category for Brad and call him off the charts.
I love it. All right, Brad. Based on the adorable levels described, would you consider yourself level 1, level 2, or level 3? Or are you just beginning to be adorable? Or, yeah, no one would ever mistake you for adorable. Now that we have a majority of the votes in, David, I'm ready to close this poll and share these awesome results. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your votes. All right, level 1, 15% of today's audience believe that they're level 1 adorable. They have room to improve. Level 2, 23% of today's audience believe they are level 2. So that's nearly a quarter of today's audience. Now, the majority of today's audience, 42%, in fact, say that they are level 3 adorable. That's impressive. 12% of today's, I know, 12% of today's audience said that they're just beginning to be adorable, so give them a sec. They're going to hit this, all right? And then the last 8% of today's audience, well, they don't think that they're adorable at all. They're going to have to do some work on this. David?
Yeah, so if you think about it, and I am so proud of them for feeling that so many of them are level 3, because that's what separates a 10-car a month salesperson from a 20-car a month salesperson. And ultimately, if you're in a position where you get to that level, you're able to do great things. But there is a caveat, and I want to present it this way. You can't fake it. And you all know this. When someone goes to a restaurant and you've had poor service throughout, but it's time for you to pay, and all of a sudden your glasses are filled up, they folded your napkin better, they asked you if you wanted anything else, can we refresh the coffee, all those things that you know, if you've ever been in the food service industry or gone to a restaurant, the representative or the server is trying to rally so that they can get tipped out at a greater rate. So I've been in food services while I was in college, and you find out that they will absolutely rip your head off if you try to fake it at the end. You've got to do it all the way through. It's just got to be at the core of your soul, to where these kindness factors and the empathy and the warmth and the understanding, and then the product knowledge, the understanding of the deal, all of those things that go into making you comprehensively adorable have to be just the way you conduct business. The consumer has learned how to work around people who don't behave properly, and they love self-service. And we're moving into an environment, and I believe in 2017, if I can make any kind of projection, we're going to see a lot of self-service introduced on websites. We don't need help when we're buying books on Amazon. We don't need help when we're organizing a trip online. And for whatever reason, there are people in our industry who feel as though the customer doesn't have the ability or the right to take care of themselves. Well, the fact is, if you go to checkout lines in grocery stores, it's always backed up at the self-service line where I go because it's near a university. But the other lines where you have full-service agents who aren't friendly, who don't care about you, who will check you out slowly and maybe not even bag your groceries the way you want them to, we'll avoid that because we know we can take care of ourselves. And this is a self-serve type environment. Consumers are pretty much interested on their own results. And when you look at the internet, it is essentially me TV. I get to control everything I watch on my computer. I get to control where I click, where I shop, where I search, where I finally request information. And dealerships who don't have a focus on providing that kind of service and a staff that really can be adorable is going to be challenged as we move forward. That's why we're seeing companies like Carvana pop up, because that vending machine type attitude to where the consumer feels as though, hey, I can coordinate all this, and dealerships who still are using phrases like, well, I can't really give you a trade-in value, I can't give you a price, I can't do all that until you come in. I heard the other day that old faithful phrase, your presence is your leverage. If you show up, you'll convince my manager that you really are serious about buying a car. How offensive that must sound to a consumer. Until you show up, my manager, who is behind the curtain, who won't jump on the phone, won't send you an email, won't communicate with you until you show up, they're then going to adorn you with their knowledge and their capability as a manager. If I heard that on the phone, I would be so offended. Similarly, I heard my least favorite voicemail just the other day when I was mystery shopping, and it is the voicemail left that says, some of your personal and private information has come across my desk. Before I do anything with it, I'd love to talk to you. That's a voicemail that is being trained in countless dealerships all across the country. You can't tell me that a consumer who has been scared and a consumer who now calls you back and hates you because of the way you left a voicemail and scare them or shock them to respond is going to find you attractive. So adorability, Ileana, has everything to do with your attractive level. And the more attractive you are and the more capable you are of taking care of people, the more they find you adorable. So how do you make them value you and your service? Well, you're running your own show. You might have a manager, you might work in a dealership, but I'm talking to you as an individual. You've got to make the decision yourself. So ultimately, if you want to improve your heart actions, that's a good look in the mirror. How kind are you? How empathetic are you? Do you exude warmth? Do you do understanding? Maybe you need to, read a book or start listening to better, kinder music or light a candle and meditate. For whatever reason, a lot of us feel as though we've got to be hard-coded. We're pounded with, go get it, take your business, you've got to go after that. But you're working with people who are afraid of us. That's why they rate us so low in the polls. So you individually have to start making that change on your own. Additionally, it's up to you to know your product knowledge. I have salespeople tell me all the time, my manager makes me do these product knowledge tests. Well, no manager ever had to tell me to learn my product. I benefited from knowing my product. My awareness of the industry, rebates, incentives, understanding how to get the customer the best price, the kind of deal. I wanted to make sure that the consumer knew that I was their advocate. And by improving my heart and my mind actions, by doing the right things, I was able to achieve really high ratings from my consumers. So when you first engage with a customer who shopped online and they've requested information, they have this moment of validation. When you call them up, leave a voicemail, send them an email, and they finally are engaging with you, they have to make a determination whether you care and you can be trusted. And the fact of the matter is, most first emails are just formula emails. There's no warmth, there's no kindness, there's no understanding, there's no joy. And the consumers see that and they're like, darn, that doesn't match what I was told online. I was told I was going to do that. So the consumer gets to that point where they follow the directions online, they submit their information, and then they're almost accosted by salespeople who don't care, who aren't trustworthy, who are literally living down to our low, well-earned reputation. But that doesn't have to be you, because in a field of people like that, you can be adorable. So when I talk about the all-time adorable list, there's some people who do a really great job. And it starts with as simple as it can be. Andy Hitzman with the Don Ayers Automotive Group in Fort Wayne, Indiana, goes out and does walk-around videos. Not complicated, not a lot of sweat. He does it in the rain. He does it in the snow. He does it on the hot days. And he'll send a video to the customer, and they find him adorable just because he's working harder than the competitors. Jason, who works at College Station, College Station Harley-Davidson in College Station, Texas, is in a position to where he walks out, he pulls out the bike that anybody is interested in. If he's able to schedule an appointment, he sends a confirmation video with a video of the bike and presents it all over to the customer, even though they were on the phone with him. That locks down the appointment, and it causes him to feel very comfortable that those people are going to come in looking for him. He rarely ever gets skated. Additionally, Erica with the Steve White VW store, every time she schedules an appointment, her coworker takes a video, and she does the same thing for her coworker, and they present a picture of the salesperson they're going to work with. They describe the process, what's going to happen at the dealership, and customers go crazy when they have that kind of experience. So anyone who's on this broadcast, I'm going to make these videos available so that they can look at and emulate the behavior of these great, adorable car professionals, and hopefully they'll find it in their business time to go out there and focus on trying to create something very similar, because there is a common denominator of the people that I've pointed out. They are the best of the best. Their results are over the top. And when we talk about average, they don't even shoot for average. They're so far above average, it's unbelievable. Oh, Aaron, he's a sales manager, the rarest breed of sales managers. He goes out when someone schedules an appointment, and he does a welcome video direct to the consumer in front of the vehicle that they're coming in on, and says, my name is Aaron, I'm the manager, I look forward to seeing you. I know you're going to be working with fill in the blank salesperson's name, but I can't wait to see you when you come to the dealership. It is remarkable how effective that is and what that message is, both internally to the sales staff that says the manager cares, and externally to the customer who says, holy crap, that's a sales manager. He's adorable. I cannot wait to meet that guy when I get there. Well, they might not spark that kind of adorability, but certainly their mind is going, oh my gosh, this just feels different because it is different. And LaGrange Toyota, of all the dealerships I've ever worked with over the years, they are the one that above all has embraced one-to-one videos for their clients. They just eclipsed 3 million views. They have over 17,000 videos on their channel, and it's all one-to-one videos for customers who have shopped online for vehicles. So that's the difference in being likable, Ileana, and being adorable is going that extra mile and showing the customer through your actions and through the effort that you put forth that you do intend to give them a better experience at the dealership. So, we can, throw video away and say, well, I'm pretty adorable, but there are some limitations. So if the only tool you're using are words and emails, I want you to think in terms of this. 20% of the emails are opened. That means 80% are not opened. Texting works better. 98% of texts are open, but if that text doesn't really stimulate the consumer, you're kind of stuck where you are. Bringing in the phone at 38% of how we communicate, that gives us 45 total with the words. No wonder phone calls work way better than emails. But then when we can bring in video or we meet someone in person, we knock the ball out of the park because we're at 100% of communications, and we need to figure out how to do that better in everything we do. So we can also be adorable in texting, email, and voicemail. So when it comes to that, use the right words, use emojis, use pictures. Bring this customer to light to where it makes it look as though you put some effort into it. Using phrases as simple as, it's my favorite, that's a beautiful color, you'll love the seats. I rarely see these kind of phrases used in emails, even when the customer told you exactly what their hot buttons were, we leave them out. Emojis, I used to laugh at them when my daughter would use them in emails. Now I'm just finding out that it's so much better to get a response by putting something in there, and then going to that next level, put your picture in there. Let somebody know that you're a cute, kind, capable person, but more importantly, you're real. And don't forget the vehicle. Customers love the product that they're interested in, so take that with them in every communications that you use. So a fun little texting or email type strategy that we've seen that works really good is act like the vehicle is talking to them, or that you're the intermediary. So a cute text that I received the other day, I was telling this blue Mini that you'd make a great owner. So as the consumer, I'm sitting there going, oh, that is a cute little car. And I like that. That's a funny little statement. Be humorous, be kind, be caring, be different, and you'll be more adorable. So your own personal journey to adorableness, it's up to you. I'd be glad to help you any way I can and provide any kind of answers to any questions you might have about your own journey. So Ileana, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, David. Everyone, don't you feel more adorable? I bet you do. And I'll tell you what, if you have a question for David on, it doesn't even have to be about adorableness. It could be about anything that is in David Kain's wheelhouse. Send those questions in. We're going to get to the Q&A session in just a little bit. Before we do that, I want to direct your attention over to the handouts section of the GoToWebinar interface. In there, you will be able to download immediately the slide deck from today. So you have until the end of this broadcast to get that slide deck downloaded. And are you ready, David? I am.
Yeah.
It's that time. If you missed it at the beginning of the webinar, I announced that our good friends over at Kain Automotive, they're giving away an awesome prize on today's webinar. 2 of you lucky webinar attendees are going to win a free 3-month subscription to Kain University Online. Now, if you don't know about Kain University Online, let me just tell you, it is an endless library of automotive knowledge, strategies, and best practices that are going to help you propel your dealership to the next level. I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna do an update here. We're gonna do the 3 months free, because my good friend Ileana just upped the ante. So I appreciate that.
Was it not supposed to be 3? It was 3 last time. I thought that was what we were doing.
No, I like the 3 months.
Thanks, David, for making me look so confident. All right.
We're in this together.
Your generosity knows no bounds. All right. Thank you so much for fixing that for me. Okay, so audience, you just got a sweet, sweet deal out of this. So get ready, get your keyboards. First person to write in the correct response is going to be winning one of these awesome prizes today. We got 2 giveaway questions for you. And vendors, as you could probably tell, this prize really isn't for you. We're going to ask you to kindly sit this out, as these prizes are intended for dealership personnel only. We love having you here. You're always welcome on a DealerOn webinar, of course. All right, audience, here we go. Good luck, everyone. No, David. Go back one. All right, here we go. All right, good luck, everyone. I hope you were paying attention, took great notes. Your giveaway question is, please name 2 heart actions you should use to achieve more adorableness. Oh my, let's see. Who is the first person to write in an answer? Well, not to be outdone, but Brad Pascal was the first person to write in, and he had all 4 of them ready and waiting to go. Brad Pascal, you are our winner today. He only shows up for the prizes, I swear.
Congratulations. That's the off-the-charts adorable Brad.
Yes, I know it is. David, what do you need from a winner in order to get this done? Just an email address?
They can just send me an email, and I'll get them set up right away.
Wonderful. All right, Brad, congratulations. You're already a winner. You can sit this one out, all right? All right, everyone, you got one more chance to win this. Good luck, everyone. Here you go. Please name 2 mind actions you should use to achieve more adorableness. Oh, again, not to be outdone, somebody wrote in all 4 of them. First person to do that was Carolina Shirley. Carolina, I love seeing your name on my screen. It's been a while since I've seen it. Congratulations, Carolina Shirley. I'm sorry, you're going to have to remind me. What is the dealership you're from, Carolina, if you wouldn't mind? And by the way, yes, knowledge, awareness, price, and deal were the 4 mind actions. We were asking for 2. Carolina, you are our second winner today. And Carolina is with McCarthy Morse Chevrolet. Congratulations. Now, for all of you out there who didn't win today, hey, we gave away 2 cool prizes today, but you know what? We give away cool prizes every week. So come on back to another DealerOn webinar. Who knows? That could be the lucky day that you'll win a very awesome prize on a DealerOn webinar. But for right now, we're going to say congratulations to Brad Pascal and Carolina Shirley. Thank you, everyone, for playing along. And, of course, we've got to thank our good friends over at Kain Automotive for their incredible generosity and flexibility. So thank you so much for that. All right, David. Your first question comes in from Andy. And Andy wants to know where you're going to make those videos available.
So what I'd ask you to do, Andy, is I've got the contact information on the screen. And if you'll just drop me an email, I'll turn that around to you. I'm actually in a dealership today, which is why I'm unfortunately only going to be able to stay on the call till 2 p.m. I'm sorry, yeah, until 1 p.m., not 2 p.m., but 1 p.m. I've got to go back to training, but this evening when I get back to my room, I will make sure that I provide you a link to those videos.
Okay, your next question, and by the way, thank you so much, Andy. Okay, your next question comes in from Allison. David, Allison wants to know, do you have any tips to be more adorable through social media?
Yeah, I think it's being more transparent and having a little fun. One of the things that we found is there are some new technologies that are coming out and available to where in the delivery lane, you can set it up to where the consumer, almost like a photo booth, can take a picture of you with the car and them with the car, and then they can instantly share it on their social media. So a lot of times we think, oh, well, we'll take a picture and we'll post it on the dealerships or my personal Facebook page, and that's great. But adorable has to do with accumulated opportunity to share the experience that somebody felt you were adorable with someone else that they know and they like. So if you look at your customers' Facebook accounts, I can imagine how many thousands DealerOn must have, but those are rich opportunities to where if you at delivery will take a picture, help them post it on theirs, or take a picture with their phone and tell them, if they want, you're going to give them permission, and that kind of a turn of phrase. Hey, if you want to post that on your Facebook, feel free, I'll give you permission. And next thing you know, you're now showing up as a salesperson on their Facebook, and now you're the beneficiary of that kind of communications. Additionally, show a little joy in the delivery. Have a little fun with it. Instead of, we just want to thank Ileana Raggio for buying another car from us. Here's Ileana, a shot with her car. Have them doing something fun, a funny type thing. Additionally, if you're not using Snapchat, humanize yourself. Take a Snapchat filter on a funny filter and share yourself. Put yourself out there and show that there is a fun side to you. And sit in the car that that they're interested in. Send it to them and say, hey, this is a car that I was just checking out. My first friend who writes in, I'm gonna make sure that if they're able to help me sell a car, I'm going to offer them some sort of a prize. I got a cool T-shirt. I got something. Doesn't have to be expensive, so just be interactive, be yourself, have a little joy, and put a little fun in the game.
Get this thing to work. Oh, here we go. We forgot to turn our webcams on, David. Darn it. Hey, thank you so much for that question, Allison. We only have one more question, so unless somebody writes in another question, this will be our last question. So you ready, David? Which is actually pretty good because we're going to end up just on time. All right? Okay. Your next question, last question, comes in from Tony, and Tony says, David, my manager is not adorable. He is an old, salty guy. Is there any way I can convince him to be more adorable?
Yeah, so that's a big challenge, right? I mean, we all deal with that. We're in an environment that we oftentimes can't control. I think that person's mother probably loves him. We got to find out, just like we are with our customers, what are the things that move them, and the more we can be interactive, find out what their hot buttons are, whether it's sports, their family, their pets. The more you can learn to like them and get them to engage at a level of personality and engagement on a less professional level, more of a fun, not inappropriate level, but more just being a human, the more adorable they become to you. And although they might be less adorable to you, if they're smart, they're going to be very adorable when you engage them with your customers. So either that, or they're just a bad manager, and you might want to consider a career location move. So keep that in mind.
No, you know what?
Surround yourself with adorable people, and the better off you'll be.
I think a lot of managers think that they have to be like, the buck stops here, if I don't care if you want another $2,000 for your trade-in, my answer is no, you know what I mean? So I think they think that they have to, adorableness really doesn't count, that they're the last line of defense. And let me see, Amanda wrote in, I could see some of these old school managers working on their adorableness. I love today's webinar. I think empathy does wonders when working a sale. Amanda, I'm with you. Thank you so much for the comment. All right, David, I think I'm going to have to let you go. I hate seeing you go, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and being our very first webinar presenter of 2017. I hope it won't be long before I get you back on the show, my friend. I know you're a busy guy.
I appreciate that you even want me back on. It's kind of you to have me.
What are you talking? I've had you on more than anyone else. You are my most popular presenter. Are you kidding? You have been on more than anyone else. Did you not know that? All right, well, I'm here to tell you, I ask you back more than anyone else. I love working with you, David. Thank you so much for your passion and your expertise and your knowledge. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. So I'll be throwing some dates at you when I see you next. I'll see you in NOLA, right?
Yes, I will be down there.
That's right. All right, audience, if you're going to be at NADA, come hunt both of us down. We will both be there. I will be perched at booth 1161. Would love to see anyone who can swing by and say hi. And by the way, not to be outdone, but Not only do we have an open bar at booth 1161, I just want you to know we're giving away $100 if you pre-schedule a demo with DealerOn and then show up for your demo. Oh yeah, and then if we can convince you to buy something by our adorableness, then you can also claim an Apple Watch from us. So cool. And we'll also be giving away a copy of our new ebook on local SEO that we just wrote. The ink isn't even dry on it. And we're also giving away free audits of your choice. You can have a website audit, an SEO audit, or an SEM audit, or you know what? Go crazy. Get all three, all right? DealerOn executives, 4 of them are going to be speaking also. They got some killer presentations at NADA, so if you're going to be there, please check one or all of them out. And remember, come see me at booth 1161. David's going to be walking around sharing his awesomeness with all kinds of people. He never sits still for long, you know that, but I'm sure he won't be hard to find. So please make sure you come out and say hi to all of us at NADA in New Orleans at the end of this month. And yes, we're going to be sending out a survey to you. It is 3 short questions. Please fill it out. We want to know what you thought of today's presentation. And invitations will be going out tomorrow for our next DealerOn webinar, How to Fix Your Fixed Operations. Now, did you know most dealers enjoy 50% or more of their overall profit directly from their fixed operations department, making it far and away the most important of all the profit centers. So it goes without saying, no one can afford to ignore their fixed ops and still expect their dealership to remain profitable. Do you want to ensure your fixed operations is running on all cylinders? In this stirring 1-hour webinar, Jerry Tebow is going to take you on a trip down service lane. He's going to drive right into the problems facing your dealership's service and parts operations to help you tighten up those nuts and bolts. He will share best practices and proven strategies, some bold, some innovative, but you know what? All of them are effective. In the end, Jerry will show you how to take your service department to a whole new level. So stop spinning your wheels and let's lift up your heels for this high-impact presentation. This is your chance to hear from one of our industry's best and brightest. If you're ready to learn how to fix your fixed operations, then don't you dare miss this webinar. Register today. And don't forget, DealerOn's weekly webinars are held Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions regarding our webinars and our topics, feel free to contact me directly. Again, my name is Eliana Raggio, and I'm everywhere. I'm on all the automotive social networks. I'm on Google and Twitter and Facebook and you name it. And I am very easy to reach. All you have to do is email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. Thank you all so very much for spending this time with us today, and I hope to see you all on another webinar in our continuing education series. Take care. Happy New Year.